Hey friends, and welcome back to Nourish with Regina podcast, where every Tuesday we talk about transforming your plate and transforming your life. I'm Regina, certified nutrition coach, wife, mom of 4 adult children, and someone who deeply believes that our health journey should be rooted in nourishment and not punishment. As we sit here at the very end of 2025, I want you to take a deep breath with me. This is not a sigh of relief that the year is over, but a breath of permission. Permission to enter this next year gently and without guilt. Because today's episode is not about resolutions, it's not about restriction, and it's definitely not about starting over because you messed up. Today we're talking about how to step into the new year nourished, body, mind, and soul. So why is this topic so important? Every January, I see the same thing happening. Women flood to the gym, men do too. They'll cut out entire food groups, swear off carbs and sugar forever, start the year already feeling behind, setting unrealistic goals that won't work with their lives, and struggling with feelings of failure and guilt all within the first week of a brand new year. And I know that feeling. That's how I know this, because I used to do that. I lived there for years. For a long time, I was like, this is the year. This is going to be the time. I'm going to do all the things. I'm going to get up at 5 a.m. and work out every morning. And I'm going to drink a gallon of water a day. And I'm going to do all these things, only to let myself down. And then to feel guilty and ashamed of myself because I couldn't do all of those things consistently. For a long time, I thought health meant control. It meant willpower. It meant being good Monday through Friday, and then, through the weekend. And if you didn't, then it was always this, well, I'll start again on Monday kind of mindset. But that mind kept me stuck in cycles of guilt and burnout and frustration, of hating myself, hating my body, not in a mindset of nourishment and growth and nutrition and really honoring my body for all that it does for me. It wasn't until I started healing my gut and stabilizing my blood sugar that I learned how my body actually works. And then things started shifting. And here's the truth I wish every single person would know. Your body is not the problem. The system you were taught and the food you're eating is. So this episode is about rewriting that story with compassion, evidence, science, and intention. So even if you only take one bit of information from today's podcast, it'll make me so happy. One tip, one trick, one thought that you can carry with you into 2026 that will help you on your transformation to better health. That one thing could be the spark that you need to ignite a total transformation in your health and in feeling better. And I'm so excited for that for you. So let's talk a little bit about the science and why diet culture fails us. If there's a diet out there, I'm pretty sure I could tell you I have tried it. I did Weight Watchers. I did keto. I've done the one where you South Beach diet. Sorry, lost my train of thought there for a minute. I've done the Mediterranean diet, which actually is very good if you positive view on it. But I always approach these diets with I can't eat this. I can't have that. I can't do that. I can't. And that's just not a good mindset to be in. But the science behind it all and why these don't work, we're going to talk about gently without overwhelming you. I'm not going to, get out charts and things. But research consistently shows that restrictive dieting increases your cortisol, which is our stress hormone. And elevated cortisol levels can lead to increased fat storage, especially around our midsection, which we know we all want to shrink that down a bit. It can lead to blood sugar dysregulation, increased cravings. So when you get those, like sugar cravings, or you want a Big Mac cravings, or those kind of thing, cortisol. And then a slower metabolism over time. And we know that metabolism is the process that helps us burn calories, and a healthy metabolism is important if our goal is weight loss. It's good just to have a healthy metabolism regardless, but especially if your goal is weight loss. And as we age, too, our metabolism just slows naturally. So anything we can do to help it along, I think, is a good thing. So a large review published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that up to 95% of diets fail within 1 to 5 years, and most of those within the first year. Not due to lack of discipline, but to just biological adaptation. Your body is designed to survive, not shrink. So when you cut calories too low, or you skip a meal, or eliminate entire food groups, your body is going to respond in several different ways. First, it's going to slow down your metabolic rate, because we don't know, your body doesn't know what's going on. It doesn't know if it'll get those nutrients again. So it's kind of storing everything and waiting to see what happens. It's going to increase your hunger hormone, because you were feeding your body regularly and now you're not. You're skipping meals. You're feeding it less and less. So you're going to feel more and more hungry. And then it's going to also decrease your satiation hormone, leptin, that's going to make you feel full longer. It's not weakness, it's just physiology. So blood sugar, hormones, and long-term health is an important topic to discuss when we're talking about this whole new year. I don't want to say new year, new you, because it's the same you. We're just going to be a smarter you and do things that really matter, that really nourish you and really help. So stable blood sugar is one of the most overlooked foundations of sustainable health. So we really have to get those blood sugar levels even keeled throughout the day. Because when your blood sugar is constantly spiking and crashing, you're going to have energy plummets. That's what, if you have to come home and you just feel, at 3 p.m, you feel like you have not slept at all, you're probably going through a dip in your blood sugar. Mood swings are going to increase. Inflammation is going to rise. Cravings are going to intensify. And your body can then even develop insulin resistance if your blood sugar looks like a roller coaster ride. So studies in cell metabolism show that consistent blood sugar levels consistent blood sugar swings increase fat storage. And even if you're not eating extra calories, even if you're in a calorie deficit, your body can still store extra fat. And this is why punishment-based goals don't work. They totally ignore your biology. So we're going to look at ways that we're not punishing our bodies. So I believe that God designed our bodies with wisdom. Our hunger cues, our energy needs, and rhythms, they're not flaws. They're not something we have to conquer. They're signals. And they're guided by your hormones, your blood sugar, your sleep, stress, and nutrient status. Those are all working together to keep us alive and well and the healthiest we can be. When we override those signals with restrictions of nutrients or guilt, we disrupt that communication. Also, when we're feeding our bodies the standard American diet, those super highly processed foods disrupt those systems as well because of the chemicals and the unnatural things that are in them. So when we honor our body responds with balance. Food was never meant to be a moral test, except maybe in the book of Genesis. But, and health isn't about ignoring the signals your body is giving you. It's really becoming in tune to those things and then learning to respond with wisdom and care in the best way possible. So when our health goals align with care instead of control, our bodies respond with trust and not resistance. And that's so, so important. So how can we apply these ideas practically into our own lives? Perfect question. And that's really what I love to help my clients do, is give them real life solutions to nourishment and health that they can actually implement and use in their daily lives, because our days all look different. Some of us are full-time working moms. Some of us are stay-at-home moms. Some of us, have volunteers or hobbies or different things. Like we have to have real life implementations to stay healthy and be healthy. If we set ourselves up with a bunch of things that aren't possible in our daily life, then we're already 100 steps behind. So we're going to look a little differently at setting goals. We're not going to say, I want to lose X amount of pounds. I want to work out 7 days a week, or I want to work out for an hour and a half, 3 days a week. Like we're going to ignore the diet culture and all that. And we're going to set goals that says, I will eat protein at breakfast, or I will eat a protein breakfast. If you don't eat breakfast now anyway, the old saying that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. It's kind of true. Your body has been fasting all night long. And especially for women, about 30 minutes after we wake up, our cortisol level is going to jump, and we need that protein to kind of bring that back down and even it out. So don't skip breakfast. It's very, very important. Say, I will work on stabilizing my blood sugar, and then you can learn how to do that and what that looks like. I will cook one nourishing meal at home each day. So if you go out to eat a lot, we know that's not the best choice, right? So, or, 5 days a week, I'll cook at home, 5 nights a week or whatever. And then I will drink a glass of water before coffee. I know that one's really hard for me. I am such a coffee girl. I love my coffee in the morning. But to have that glass of water beforehand is really, really good. It's great for your body, kind of wakes up your systems and things. If you're not a breakfast girl, then maybe add some protein powder to your coffee. So at least you're getting that protein in the morning. That'll bring those cortisol levels down. So these are called process-based goals, not outcome-based punishments, basically. And that distinction changes everything. So instead of chasing a number on the scale or punishing your body into compliance, process-based goals focus on the daily actions that will then become habits over time. Things like eating balanced meals, moving your body in ways that feel good, prioritizing sleep, and managing stress with intention. I know several months ago, I set an alarm in my phone to go to bed because I get to scrolling or working at night, and before I know it, it's midnight, it's 1 a.m., and then I'm tired the next day. So really making my bedtime goal to go to bed at the same time every night, it has now just become a habit, and my body's used to it now too. So I listen to my body. It's like, oh, I'm tired, I better go to bed kind of thing. I still have the alarm just for extra reminders because sometimes I do get busy doing things. But things like that will then become healthy habits over time that will then help you reach those goals and achievements that you're looking forward to. These kind of allow space for life to happen, for grace on our hard days, and for growth that's sustainable. When the focus shifts to the process, health stops feeling like something you must earn, or that's unobtainable sometimes. And it starts being something you build, that you create. It's for you, by you, specifically made to help you live a better life and to be nourished and to be healthy. It comes gently and patiently and with respect for your body. So studies in behavior research and therapy show habit-based goals are 3 times more likely to stick long term than outcome-based goals. So next we're going to talk about habit stacking, because I think this completely changes the way we approach our health goals. Because here's the truth. Most of us don't fail at health goals because we lack discipline. We fail because the goals are overwhelming, stressful, disconnected from our real life. Habit stacking works because it reduces friction. Instead of asking your brain to create something brand new, which takes a lot of mental energy, you're simply going to be layering supportive habit onto something you already do. Your nervous system loves this. Your brain loves this. And honestly, your real life will love this too. So instead of saying, I'm going to overhaul my entire routine starting January 1st, you're saying, I'm going to gently support myself in ways that fit my life. That's a very different message, much more positive, and your body feels the difference. For example, if you already drink coffee in the morning, like a lot of us do, you don't need to add a whole new ritual. Like I said, just simply add some protein to your coffee, and that will be your morning protein. That could look like I said, a scoop of protein powder. It could look like a hard-boiled egg. It could be a smoothie, Greek yogurt, collagen. I love collagen in my coffee, or tea if you don't drink coffee. But that one small addition helps stabilize your blood sugar first thing in the morning. It's going to bring down that initial cortisol level. And this is going to reduce your cravings, improve your energy, and set the tone for the rest of your day. So another example, if you already eat dinner every night because you're human, you could stack a short walk after dinner. Not a workout, not something intense. We're not saying I have to go to the gym for an hour and a half after dinner every night. Just 5 to 10 minutes walking. Take your spouse, take one of your children. I've had a lot of really great conversations happen on just family walks around the neighborhood. It's great, and it's good for you. This little walk is going to help digestion. It's going to support your blood sugar balance. It's going to improve your sleep later on that night, and it's going to signal your nervous system that the day is starting to wind down. And because it's attached to something you already do, it doesn't feel like another task. Or maybe while you're cooking dinner, instead of scrolling on your phone, you prep veggies for the next day. You're already in the kitchen. You're already handling food. You're just extending that moment by 5 or 10 minutes. That is habit stacking. Adding something to something you already do. And here's the part I really want you to hear. Small daily wins rewire your nervous system for safety and not stress. So when you choose habits that are doable, gentle, and supportive, your body learns that change doesn't mean danger. Change doesn't, have this anxiety feeling around it. It doesn't mean restriction. It doesn't mean punishment. It means care. From a nervous system perspective, this matters so much. When we chase intensity, extreme diets, intense workouts, rigid rules, our bodies often interpret that as stress. And a stressed body does not heal well. Now, I'm not saying you'll never be doing intense workouts. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying to start, if you're in a place where you really want to make these changes, if you already go to the gym 5 days a week and do an hour-long workout, fantastic for you. Don't stop doing that. That's incredible for you. But if we're setting goals for the new year, to set those so high and so intense that it's going to create stress for our body is kind of counterproductive. So consistency is another thing we need to keep in mind, because consistency tells our nervous system, I'm safe, I'm supported, and I don't need to panic. That's why we're building habits, because they are consistent things we can do. And when your body feels safe, it can regulate your hormones more effectively. It improves your digestion. It balances your blood sugar and reduces inflammation. And actually will release weight if that's a goal too. And this is why I say over and over again, consistency is greater than intensity. Always. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to do everything all at once. You don't need to prove anything to your body or anybody else. You just need to show up gently, consistently, and with compassion for yourself. Those small wins are going to compound. They'll build trust between you and your body, and over time, that trust creates real, lasting change. So we have a gentle nutrition framework we can use when starting this. Here is an easy go-to formula for nourishing our bodies. Protein at every meal. So important. Remember, we want to keep that blood sugar balanced. We want to stay feeling full longer so we're not binging or snacking on unhealthy things. So protein is going to be so important there. We need fiber from whole foods, fruits, vegetables, whole complex carbohydrates. Get your fiber. A lot of people don't get enough fiber and it causes digestive issues and everything else. So we need fiber. Healthy fats, for those are going to help you feel full too. They're good for your body. It uses them in a positive way. So avocados, or switch to using, if you use canola oil or vegetable oil, maybe one healthy habit switch you can make is switch it to avocado oil or extra virgin olive oil. That's a simple change you can make that does help starting these habit stacking goals. Hydration before hunger. If you think you're hungry, drink a glass of water or tea to make sure it's actually hunger. Listen to your body's cues. So no tracking. We're not counting calories. We're not writing everything down, even though there are points at when that is appropriate. But like I said, this podcast is for those of us just starting out and learning this kind of new, or as a reminder for those who feel like they keep failing every year, maybe some tips or tricks. So we're not going to start by writing everything down, because that is just another stress, another thing to do, and we want to avoid that right now. So just no obsession, just intention. Just set those habit-based goals and set them for a short term, like 1 week. So this coming week, I will drink a glass of water before I have coffee in the morning. That's all you got to do. Like, how easy does that sound? And then maybe you'll realize you feel better when you do that, and you'll want to keep doing it because your body's responding good to it. One gut supportive food daily. So fermented foods, bone broth, root vegetables, chia or flax seeds, all of those are great gut supportive foods. And next week, we're going to talk about why gut health is so important. But it is for a good, nourished body and healthy lifestyle. Our gut health is greatly important. So we need to keep that in mind. So one gut supportive food daily. Balance your snacks, protein and fiber. So if you're having an apple, have some peanut butter with it. Really be protein centric in your thinking with food. And gentle movement, something every day. Like I said, you don't have to go to the gym for an hour and a half, but something where you're moving your body gently away from your desk. I sit a lot at work. I have a full-time job. I work at home. And then I work outside the home too, but it's all sitting at a desk mostly. So our bodies need movement. They were designed to move. And so it's so important that we get that gentle movement in every day, and walking counts. So there you go. This isn't a detox. It's just a reset of trust for our bodies. We want to have a good, healthy, loving relationship with our bodies, not one where we're punishing it and being upset with it all the time. So next week, like I said, we're diving deeper into one of the most important topics of all, why gut health is the foundation of every system in your body. We'll talk digestion, immunity, hormones, mood, inflammation, and why your gut can change everything. So as you step into a new year, I want you to remember, you don't need fixing, you don't need punishing, you need nourishment. Grace grows health far better than guilt ever will. And if today's episode resonated with you, I'd love for you to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and you can listen to my podcast, this podcast, on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. And if you think someone you love might want to hear this, feel free to share this with them. I want you to be sure to like and subscribe. And thank you. Thank you so much for being here again with me, friends. Here's to a nourished year, rooted in care, consistency, and compassion. Bye.